I'll go to the lobby.
Alright.
Alright, this is SupComFAbulous game number 2. Brian versus Bryce. Can team versus Bryce. Should be an interesting game. Not really. And by I don't know why that canceled. And by interesting, I mean, I'm sorry, Brian. It was auto-generated. We kind of agreed to do this bracket. Yeah. No desync, please. There we go. Bryce is gonna start out putting out a land factory. Brian's gonna sit there. There you go. Not familiar with Aeon, so air factory. I see. Interesting first factory. Bryce gonna go for that land factory. Looks like he's queued some power gens. Yep, and then some mass extractors. Pretty sure Zinchis are gonna go for these other 2 mass extractors and the hydrocarbon. When we were casting, we were talking about a map expansion. Since Brian probably won't expand upon the map, Brian. Nope, Bryce. What I mean, God, Brian and Bryce, your guys' names are so similar. It's gonna be so hard to cast this 5-minute game, because that's all it's gonna last. Bryce's first engineers out. Brian making engineers, putting power gens up. He's queued a mass extractor after this second one. Bryce putting up those mass extractors. Sending an NG to this forward mass extractor. He's queued this one. Looks like he's totally good on this economy. Brian going for the hydrocarbon a little earlier than Bryce. If he can get it up quickly, it'll give him the power advantage, but Brian is missing 3 mass extractors, not doing anything with his engineers or ACU to fix it. Brian putting up some AA. Very early into the game, very interesting tactic. Not using his engineers, never seen this one before. Bryce gonna move his ACU out with that mass extractor. Looks like Bryce almost has 6 mass extractors up. There's 6 mass extractors for Bryce, going for the hydrocarbon with some entries now. Building more power, definitely gonna have a stable economy. Bryce building the land scouts. He's gonna send them to Brian, see what he's doing very early on. Brian working on his 3rd mass extractor into hydrocarbon. Putting up some anti-air turrets very early. Looks like he's out of mass or energy. Probably mass, considering he only has 1 extractor up. It's not looking good for Brian. He's put AA up, but these land scouts are just gonna waltz right in. Bryce expanding on the map, moving his land scouts to these forward extractors to see if Brian will occupy them or not. What's he doing now? Bryce is building some tanks, it looks like. No artillery. Fancy. Bryce queued another land factory. Brian's still out of mass, and there's Bryce's land scout in his face. Just sitting there. Oh, there's the commander shot. 1 tapped. Bryce almost with 7 mass extractors up. Rolling out 3 light artillery. Saw that Brian only has AA and his commander to defend. What if his light artillery went up on that? Brian's engineer sitting around doing nothing. Commander doing nothing. Factory doing nothing. See what's going on. Bryce's base building a 2nd land factory while making some mobile AA guns. See that Brian's got an air factory up. But Brian will continue making engineers. Looks like Bryce is going to use his land scout as a little decoy for his mobile AA. Or mobile artillery. See how that works out. Maybe not. Brian's starting a 2nd factory. It's going to be land this time. He's got to finish that hydrocarbon, sending more engineers to it right now. Having only 2 pigeons up is definitely not enough. You can see he's out of power. He's got that hydrocarbon up. Land factories. rocketed, and Bryce is gonna hang back his artillery to make sure no units get by. But he's just outside of the range of his commander and engineer, so Brian won't be able to see him. Bryce, meanwhile, making more power generators from factories, reclaiming, setting up, what's this, about to cue a radar, and some point defense. Looks like Bryce setting up some AA in the middle path. Meanwhile, going to move his smoke artillery up, and Brian's commander will be hitting the mountain as his engineers and mass extractors are getting artillery. I don't think Brian realizes the snow is not his enemy. There he goes. See how this goes for the artillery. How many shots can they take? Probably only a couple. Just 2 shots will take it. And Bryce will get 1 more artillery round off. Missing the extractor. Oh, nearly killing it. That lost extractor is going to set Bryce back some, but Brian's going to reclaim that. Very smart. Get some mass back from the extractor he lost. Bryce sitting pretty still in his base, moving back some engineers. Curious. Upgrading his land factory to Tech 2. He's already got a Tech 2 mass extractor right here. Brian's base. Looks like he's going to be producing some transports and a tank. Don't know if those light tanks will be able to get by all the point defense creeps Bryce has set up, but I guess we'll find out. That is not a transport, that's an attack bomber. That attack bomber will be able to take this down if he doesn't get AA up quick enough though. He's gonna send it in. Brian probably doesn't know it's there though and won't attack it. Bryce's AA. Ooh, there goes the bomber. That'll hurt. Brian with another attack bomber up. Light tank shooting the hill. Bryce defending his base well with some point defenses. Doing some tactical point defense creeping up here. Looks like he's got some wall sections queued. His little scout survived a bit. Don't know what this light tank's doing. Brian rolling out another attack bomber. Probably gonna save this one to do a little run. Looks like he's got 3 now. Moving up to get that mass extractor a little late, a little later than he could have, just like this one. Might give Bryce the advantage in the eco early game. Bryce has got Tech 1 radar up. Not sure if it's far enough to reach the other side of this map, but it probably is. You can see everything Brian is doing. Bryce making Tech 2 tanks. Very smart, since Brian has no point defense. Brian building the Tech 1 radar early as well. He's going to send his light tanks on their forward installation. Oh! Looks like those wall sections on point defense is working pretty well. Bryce is going to abandon his engineers. And Brian will attack it with tanks and bombers at the same time. Bomber shot down. Bomber's not being able to do anything. Uh-oh. Light tanks won't be able to get by if the Tech 1 point defense isn't down. Sections will take a couple of those hits and the point defense will barely get damaged at all. That's a major setback for Brian. He's lost a lot of his attack units. Look at all this mass right here that could be reclaimed. Bryce's 2 engineers have retreated back to his base as he rolls out his first Rhino. Actually, he's got 4. Totally blind. Brian's not doing much at his base, making more light tanks and another attack bomber. Bryce getting all his mass extractors to Tech 2. Very smart. Mobile light artillery behind the point defense creep. That's gonna hurt these light tanks before they move in, but if this attack bomber can hit it, I don't know, it's gonna be close. Ooh, and Bryce sending out the rhinos early on, hoping to catch Brian before he makes some point defense. And it looks like it could work if all Brian keeps making is factories and bombers. In fact, Brian must not have that much power at all, only 2 P-chins and a hydrocarbon. Not gonna repair this mass extractor, and his commander's not right here. Oh man. Brian's rhino. Brian, Bryce, God, kill yourselves. Bryce's rhinos, about halfway across the map. Rolling out a mobile missile launcher. Oh, 2 of them. And a mobile stealth field system. Brian, member.
Smoke weed every day.
I hope you guys see that in the video. Okay. Oh, Bryce is gonna stall his heavy tanks. Probably gonna wait for the stealth system and mobile missile launchers. If Brian doesn't get point defense up, I don't know what's gonna happen. His bombers might be able to hit some people. Brian looks like he's scrambling his attack bombers as Bryce continues to build his army. Looks like he's got 4 mobile missile launchers, 6 rhinos, and a stealth field generator. This should be interesting. If Brian's bombers can't handle these guys, we'll see what happens. Wall section's gonna take some damage, but those point defenses are also taking damage. Brian losing some attack bombers. Only got a couple left. There goes 2 more. He's got 1 last one in his base. Going out some light tanks with them ready to destroy them. And there they go. Mobile missile launch radar is going to send the heavy tanks forward and the missiles. Almost half health already. Back a little, hopefully get some help from this point defense. That's artillery right here. Bryce's side is not worth killing Brian right now. I don't think I'll be able to finish him off. Oh, maybe. Maybe Bryce. Brian on 2,000, 1,800 health. Trying to send in light tanks and bombers, but they're doing nothing to them right now. Oh, and the mobile missiles. 1,400, 1,300, 1,000. There goes another rhino. 1 rhino left. 400 health. 300 health. Oh, it's gonna be close, but if these missiles hit him, it's over. Oh.